Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I'm hoping we have some folks join in this evening. Hello to everyone that's joining in. It's going to be really hard for me to see comments because I'm really excited, but I'm, excuse me, I'm at my home studio, if you guys can believe it. That's why I'm streaming later in the evening. The lighting hasn't all been set up, so you're going to see some shadows and things like that, but I'm super excited to be in my at home studio because normally I would be at the studio in our offices in our store, and it's really nice to be able to hang out and just do some kind of leisurely, I guess you could say, stamping and creating at home. So the video or the camera might be a little tad bit shaky because I do have my older mount that I'm using, but you just have to bear with me as I'm getting back into the swing of things when it comes to creating at home. Because my studio, my studio is now coming back together, and I'm really excited about it because I'm going to give you guys a live tour of my new studio at home, which is the addition on my new house. Oh, you love your bags? Great. An addition on my new house, and I can't wait to show you guys what that looks like. So today, as you probably have seen from the title, we're going to be using one of my absolute favorite stamps from this release. Hello, Amanda. One of my favorite stamps from this release, which is called Unicorn Curves. Now, I'm just going to warn I went shopping today at the store and I grabbed some things that I already had, as well as I grabbed some things that are brand new. So don't tell anyone, but I did go shopping today at the store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by actually creating our background for our card. So this is a little bit different than what I would normally do. I would normally start with stamping. Hello, thank you for your congratulations. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab my trusty Fisker's trimmer, and I haven't really gotten my bearings yet. So bear with me. I'm still grabbing all sorts of different things. Excuse me, from the studio and from my desk. So I'm going to start with some Raven cardstock. This is our brand new cardstock. It's 100-pound cover, so it's a very, 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 very nice cardstock. I'll let you listen here. It has a great tooth to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4, which is right here on my trimmer, and that is going to create our card base. So when you cut it down at 4 1/4, that's going to give you 2 halves. So that's 2 card bases, okay? Now I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and then I'm going to cut down my white piece. So my white cardstock is called Alabaster. Now I'm not using the Not Your Mama's cardstock for this. I'm using the 100-pound Color Companion Alabaster cardstock. So what that means, very simply, is that it's just it's not the super heavyweight. And these are $7.99 for 25 sheets, which I think is a great price point. It was very important for me to get you guys a really solid price point on these. So now what I'm going to cut this one down to is, instead of 4 1/4, I'm going to cut it down to 4, so that it's actually our layering piece. So, oh, thank you for the I don't know exactly what those little things are, but I know that it's you donating to my channel, and I really appreciate that. I'm not 100% certain what it's called, but I thank you so much for super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. So I'm going to cut this one down to 4, okay? And I apologize for the shakiness. So 4 by 5 1/4, and that will be our perfect layering size. So 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut this one down here too. Hello. Thank you for all the congrats. Thank you everyone for the chats. I'm going to respond to all of your chats later on tonight. Unfortunately, I can't really respond now. Once the new studio in my house is all set up, I'll actually have a screen right here on this wall where I'll be able to see everything that you guys are commenting on live. So I can see some of the comments as I look up, but it's kind of tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our heart stencil. So this is the our heart stencil from Brutus Monroe, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. And you guys may have seen me do this before. So let me pop open. The scissors are on the other side of the room, of course. Let me pop open. This is a brand new Brutus Monroe embossing ink. If you guys have not tried our embossing ink before, oh my goodness, I can't wait for you guys to give it a try. I think you're really, really gonna like it. Let me move my chair up a little bit. And then I'm going to grab a sponge dauber. So let me move my bone folder out of the way here. And let me just grab a clean-ish sponge dauber. Move my little tray out of the way. Oh, in Western Canada. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this a little bit differently, okay? And I'm going to show you a technique that you may have seen in the past, but I'm going to use it on this card because I think it's a really fun technique. So again, remember, this is our card base. So I'm just going to grab some of that embossing ink, and it's a really, really juicy pad, so grab a little bit. How did the first full week go? It was fun. Oh, hello, Marie. Marie's here. Marie is our inspiration team director, our manager. You guys have seen some of the beautiful things that she's done, and this is one of her favorite stencils. Marie, if you could tell me, because it's slipping my mind, the official name of this stencil. Do you remember? I believe that it might be, I can't remember the official name of the stencil, but Marie might know because she uses it quite often. Jagged Hearts. Yes, that's what it's called. So if you guys want to grab this stencil, it's called Jagged Hearts. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm just adding in some of this embossing. Yep, it's Jagged Hearts. Now I remember. Thank you. So I'm going in and just adding, and it's going to look kind of weird because I'm just basically adding in some of this embossing ink into these areas. So now I'll lift up, and you should be able to see some of that. Now, do you see how much is on there? My goodness. So let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to grab another piece. So this is just I'm going to call it the throwaway piece of our alabaster cardstock. Really, there's not really ever throwaway pieces. It's just this is the piece I'm going to use to emboss. So now I'm going to use a new-ish product, not a brand new product, but a new-ish product to Brutus Monroe, which is our Rainbow Sparkle Embossing Powder. So if you guys have not seen this yet, it is, and I'll show you here, and hopefully the light catches it. Look at all of those rainbow sparkles in there. And again, I apologize for the shadows. I promise the studio lighting will get much, much better, but look, I'm hoping that it's catching all those sparkles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our little piece here, and I'm going to grab it with my big man crafty hands, as I call them, and I'm going to just add this embossing powder right on top of there, okay? So you should be able to see the embossing powder catching. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more there. Let me just tap that off there and then add a little bit more into these other areas. And I'm hoping you can see all of that beautiful glitter that's on there. And you might hear Brutus Monroe barking in the background. That's normal if you guys have watched my videos before. So I'm just gonna tap that off, and you can see there's just so much sparkle there. I hope that, again, the camera's going to pick that up. So I'm just gonna go in and again, just add a little bit more. Don't worry about using too much because, like I've said before, it's not going to go to waste because all you do is grab this. Let's see if I can do this cleanly. And you're just gonna pour it right back in. And there we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat set this. So let's clean off our desk real quick. And I'm gonna grab my heat gun. Now this is gonna get loud, so I apologize. Not too loud. And you always wanna test your heat gun first to make sure that it is, that it's heated up before you actually bring it to your hearts. And then you're gonna see it's gonna look very different once it's heat set. So I'll show you. Might not look like much now, but I promise you, It's gonna look pretty spectacular once it's heat set. So I'm just gonna go in. Of course, you can use a brush if you would like to take off some of that glitter. I personally want the glitter to stay. And the reason being is because we're gonna do this fabulous little Rhino unicorn on top of it. And I'll tell you the story of this little Rhino unicorn in just a moment. But you'll be able to see as I'm heating this up, you're gonna see that it's taking on kind of a different look. And then you'll see what I'm gonna do after that's gonna make them even more apparent. I hope everybody's having a good, or had a good week and, you know, start of the weekend. So now you can see, do you see how it's almost like there's a clear heart there? I'm hoping the light picks it up, but look at that glitter that's in there. Oh my word. Look at that glitter. Okay, so now I'm just gonna dust it off because it is dry enough now. Whoops. And we're gonna throw it across the room. Just gonna dust it off, make sure all of that extra glitter is gone. And now we're gonna rainbow-ify this card. So, because we're doing it, we have to do a really fun, funky background, right? Because it's a real fun, funky little, if you take a closer look at this, so it says real unicorns have curves, but this unicorn is actually a rhinoceros that decided he wanted to be a unicorn. So he taped this horn to his head and put on a wig, and now he is the most beautiful unicorn ever. I just think that that's super fun and super special. So let me take a sip of my drink, and I'm gonna grab my inks here. Okay. Question, why couldn't, oh no, I missed that question. Why couldn't you not use the stamp? You could, you absolutely could. It's completely up to you. I just prefer using this because it really saturates into, the stencil. But you can do it however you would like. It's completely up to you. I always say to create your own ending. And that's what you can do right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a rainbow. So if you are an old school Brutus Monroe fan, you'll notice that my inks, some of my inks have the original packaging. So this is what our original packaging used to look like. There's still the surface inks. They're still exactly the same. It's just these have the original packaging. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some ink blending. One thing that a lot of you guys may not know about the Brutus Monroe surface inks is that they blend spectacularly on paper. So now I'm gonna start down here in the corner, and I'm gonna begin blending with the red. And I apologize for the shakiness, it's because of my camera on the table. You'll have to forgive me this time. I received mine in the rainbow. I want to use the rainbow for fireworks. Yes! Great idea. Fantastic idea. I love that idea. So now, that was wagon that I used first. Next, I'm going to use terracotta because terracotta is a beautiful orange. That's a fantastic idea. A beautiful orange. So let me grab some terracotta. Okay. So next is the terracotta. And again, you always want to start off of your piece and blend inwards, okay? So I'm using, of course, the Brutus Monroe Media Mat here, which nothing will stick to. I promise you, nothing is gonna stick to it. And I apologize for the shakiness again. Okay, so now we have the red, and I'm gonna bring in a little bit of the terracotta here, okay? And the beautiful thing, again, about the surface inks is they are not going to stick to these hearts. Alcohol inks won't stain this mat. They certainly will not, my Amanda Panda. I didn't know you were in here. Hello, my friend. They will not stain this mat. Nope. This mat is actually like a gelatin mat. And you'll know when you get it home because it's very, very different from other mats that are out there. So now I'm going to grab a little bit of Zest, which is one of my absolute favorite colors that we've come out with. Now, again, it's hard to pick a favorite because we have so many colors now. But I'm gonna bring in the Zest. Look at that beautiful Zest color. Oh my word. Look at that Zest color. Oh my word. Okay, so I'm bringing in some Zest. And you'll see how beautiful these are blending together. Okay, and then I'm going to grab, so now Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow. Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that. Yes, Marie, it does, doesn't it? So now we're going to do green. So let's do some cabbage, which is another beautiful color in the line. And our inks work very differently. And another day, I'll come on and do a live and talk all about the inks. So now I'm going to turn this around, because again, you can zhuzh it any way you'd like. And now I'm going to bring in, ever so delicately, a little bit of green. And see, and again, I'm so sorry for the shaking. I really apologize, you guys. You'll have to forgive me this time. Okay, so there's the green. So now we're starting our rainbow. Look at how cool that rainbow is. So there's the green, and now let's do some blue. Now, I'm not going to use a standard blue. I'm going to use everyone's favorite blue or favorite turquoise, which most of you guys may have seen before, and this color is called Oz. And I hope you guys have seen this color before. It has been our most popular color since we have started Brutus Monroe, and it's called Oz. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in, and it looks like this part was not completely heat set, which is okay, because all it's gonna do, oh, some things are falling down on my desk. That's okay. So now there is our beautiful blue that is blending beautifully into the cabbage. So now what I'm gonna do is let me put all of my blending tools away. Put all those blending tools away, and then let me grab, just gonna grab a little wet wipe to clean off my mat here, because that's all you need is a wet wipe. Now, the really cool part, and you'll see how beautifully this is going to clean up. Oh, wait, I don't want to shake you guys too much. Yes. So again, this mat cleans up beautifully. I just don't want to shake too much. So I'm going to try not to shake too much. So I'm not going to clean it up fully, because then it will shake a little too much. But now what I'm going to do is, since the surface inks are permanent, once they're dry, which they're probably pretty much drying now, I can go over top of this area and pull out some of that color. And now the color that's going to come off on my rag is not the color from the actual surface inks. It's the color that's going to come off from where we embossed. And we don't want to pull off all the color, because I think it kind of looks cool with some of the color on there. But look at that, and you can see, I'm hoping you can see that glitter. Again, I don't know if the light's gonna catch all that glitter, but here is our rainbow. Okay, so that's our rainbow background. So now let's stamp our little guy, shall we? And then we'll color him, and then we will be almost finished up with our card. You got your, oh, your bling batch. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked your bling. I'm glad you liked your bling. So I'm going to grab a piece of the Brutus Monroe. This is the Brutus Monroe heavy. This is the, what's the word I'm looking for? Heavy watercolor paper. And don't tell the boss that I took this unicorn / rhino. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the Misty bar magnets, which is now one of my favorite best kept secrets, but it's not a secret anymore because I shared it with you guys. So I'm going to open up my Misty, and this is my pink Misty. I know that a lot of you guys will probably comment below asking me where my, actually let's use 2 bar magnets, asking me where my white Misty is, and that one stays in my office. Actually, the white Misty is now in a shadow box in my office, because I was so excited when Ileana sent me those stickers, because I begged and begged and begged and begged for a non-pink Misty. So that's actually now framed in my office. And I swear by these bar magnets. So now I'm gonna grab some Raven detail ink, which again, is something that you just really should have in your repertoire. Oh, I can't wait. This is the first time I'm coloring it, Marie, so I'm really excited. So this is our Raven detail ink, which is a super, super ultra black ink that works really, really well on watercolor paper. You can watercolor over top of it. You can stamp over top of it. You can do all sorts of fun things over top of it. Now, this is going to need stamped a couple of times probably, although I'll tell you right now, It's a pretty good stamping for one time with an ink. And this is on watercolor paper. Remember, you guys, this is watercolor paper. So that's pretty darn spectacular for being on watercolor paper. So now I'm going to go in, stamp it one more time just to get it extra black. Perfect. So now let me move my little bar magnets up to the side. And then I'm going to close this up, move this off to the side, and I'm just going to heat set this real quick. Normally it would not need heat set, so don't worry, you don't have to heat set it. I'm just doing it because I add a ton of water. I mean a ton of water whenever I am doing any type of watercoloring, and we're going to watercolor this guy today. Oh, good. It is Copic friendly. It's alcohol marker friendly. It's water friendly. And it also works with, you can also emboss with it. So you can emboss it if you would like as well. So today, I'm going to be using the Arteza markers. They are my new absolute favorite markers for watercoloring with. And we're going to watercolor this guy. So let me go ahead and zoom you in just a tiny little bit. You can see better. Big friendly. Yep. Oh, you got your 6x6 cargo sleeves. My goodness, you guys. I'm not going to tell you the exact number, but I will tell you that you guys rock because we went through thousands of those. Thousands. Hello, Bob. Thousands of those. So I'm using the Brutus Monroe, one of the Brutus Monroe water brushes. This is the medium size. The reason I love our water brushes is they have this little filter in them. Do you see this little black filter here? You want to make sure that you don't squeeze super hard. And the reason for that is if you squeeze really hard, you can rupture this filter and then it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So what this filter is supposed to do is it doesn't allow water to come back in and backwash inside of your tube. So by not rupturing this, it makes it super awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start coloring this guy in, and I'll chat as I color. The only problem with my Arteza brush pens is that they don't have color names on them. So that's my only complaint is I don't know if they've added color names to them now, but mine doesn't have color names on them. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to zhuzh around this color. That's my technical term, is zhuzhing around the color. And the best part of these newfangled water markers, or water soluble markers, I guess you could say, is that they make you look like a rock star. And it's very simple to look like a rock star because you really just move the pigment around. Now, if you're doing like florals and specific things, like I did with the Enchanted Rose background, I did like a real specific way of coloring that. You don't have to. Oh, and also it's really nice because the cap fits on the back of this. You don't have to. You don't have to be, an artist to do things like that either. It's just see what I'm doing, and I'm hoping you guys can see. I'm just adding color. That's all I'm doing. I'm smushing in and zhuzhing in some color, and then I am going in and I am placing or just moving that color around. See how simple? Just moving that color around. And then what I'll do is I will come in, because I like the way that he has like this little, and let's get his little tail. So how many of you guys have this stamp? Do a lot of you guys, have you purchased this tonight? Because we saw so many of these go when we first launched them, and I said, okay, well, let me go on and show everybody how I would use it. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add this darker tone, and I'm just going to lift this up. So do you see that? Just grab it and lift it up into the negative space. It's not a super difficult thing to do, and it's going to look awesome every time, because again, no one knows exactly what your rhino or unicorn, wink wink, nudge nudge, is supposed to look like. So we're just going to bring that color out, and you might think that these are some harsh colors to use together, but I wanted to do some darker colors because we're going to get crazy with this little unicorn rhino's hair. So I wanted to stay, oh, there goes my cap. Yours is a girl. Oh, yours is a girl rhino. Well, luckily, this can be any type of a rhino you would like for it to be. So you can make it a girl or a boy. Mine today, I think, is going to be a boy rhino. But again, you can create your own ending and make your rhino whatever you want. So there's my coloration of my rhino. And I like that he has kind of like a funky coloration. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to give him crazy hair. Okay? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to start with some pink. I'm going to add in some pink streaks into his hair. And then let's go in and do some yellow, shall we? Because I think that this rhino, if this rhino is going to be a unicorn, this rhino's got to have some crazy, funky, fun hair. So now I'm going to bring in some turquoise, or depending on what you call it, some turquoise. And I'm just going to add that in. And then I'm going to add in some of the color that is the same as his skin tone, because I think that that is kind of fun and super spectacular. And then I'm going to come in with some of this peach color and add that around here. And I just realized I forgot about his ears. So let me do his ears real quick. I apologize to whomever just said something. I missed the chat. I did see that you said something, but I missed it. So now let me hop up and grab, I think I need a green. Hello, Ken. Hello, my friend. So let me grab, I'm gonna do a green, and let's grab a light blue, shall we? So let's do a green and a light blue. Hello, Judy. That's my good Judy. Okay, so let me add in a little bit of this lighter blue. And again, create your own ending. You can do this however you would like. I might add a little bit of lighter blue here. And then maybe some of this green mixed in with this color that matches his skin tone. And then maybe some green eyebrows, because why not, right? Why not? So I'm gonna grab my water brush and just zhuzh this out a bit so that it looks a little bit, it's not as harsh on the eyes. So I'm just gonna zhuzh this out, and you'll see that I often will just use my hand to actually work out the color. So all you want to do here is you just want to zhuzh. It's actually spelled, I have to look. Now I'm gonna have to look. We actually have buttons. If any of you guys ordered during the time, did any of you guys get the Just Zhuzh It buttons? Any of you? Whenever there was a time when you could order and you got the Just Zhuzh It button. And I don't know if any of you guys got it. Oh, you got it, Penny. Do you know how I spell zhuzh? Because I forget. But zhuzh is, there's a particular spelling for zhuzh. There is a particular spelling for zhuzh. It should be on the, there was special, oh, the English say zhuzh too. I say zhuzh all the time. I mean, I constantly say zhuzh. Okay, so there's that crazy hair. Oh, you'll have to find Penny. Okay, yeah, zhuzh, there was a zhuzh pin that if you placed an order, I can't remember when the promo was, but we had a zhuzh pin, excuse me, that you could get. And it said, just zhuzh it. We actually have t-shirts coming that say, just zhuzh it. Okay, so now we're gonna do the horn. So let me grab some brown here to do the horn. And the way that I do my watercoloring may not be the same way that you like to do yours. I get it. I know that I'm gonna get, oh, that's it, Z-H-U-S-H. Just zhuzh it. Okay, there we go. So we're just zhuzhing now the horn and the horn and his little nose there. Bring it up, yes. Bring it up a level or two. That's what zhuzh means to me too. So I'm just adding in a little bit more here, and then we'll be all done. And his eye, I would probably come in and use a Uniball pen. I don't have one here at my home studio yet, but again, the way that I watercolor is I like for it to be very loosey-goosey, very funky, and kind of all over the place. That's my favorite way to watercolor. I don't like perfection when it comes to watercoloring because that's boring to me. I like for it to look different and cool and very rustic, and I think that that is what we have done here. So now, everybody mark down the date and time because I'm going to fussy cut this real quick. And if any of you guys know me, that will be here very soon because I love this stamp and I do not love to fussy cut. So I'm just going to cut him out ever so gently and haphazardly because, again, fussy cutting is not my forte, especially fussy cutting live. Ugh. No, 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 no. Okay, so there's our little guy. I'm just going to come in here and finish up his ear here, or his ear and his horn. There we go. And I don't like the sharp edge there, so let's clip that off. And there is our little guy. And now we can quickly assemble our card. So let me grab my Raven cardstock that I did before. Isn't he fun? I just love how funky he's colored. That's my favorite part. And now I'm just going to go ahead and fold our Raven cardstock. Okay, grab my Producer Note bone folder. I love our bone folder because it's a nice big bone folder. I'm gonna grab some of our Thermo Web tape runner. Okay, and just add a little bit of adhesive to the back. This is still a little bit damp because I set it down on our work surface after I used that wet wipe, so that's my fault, but that's okay. It's not gonna hurt anything. Okay, and let's pop him down. Yes, we are going to have a die. Wait till you see we have a whole bunch of new dies coming. I can't wait for you guys to see. Okay, so now look at how that pops on that black background. So there's that little guy there. And then let's go ahead and pop him right here in the corner. I'm gonna grab some foam squares for that. Again, the Thermo Web foam squares. I think you guys are probably seeing a theme here. I love my Thermo Web. You want big word dies? Well, Miss Amanda, I don't know if Marie is still in here. Marie, are you still here? Marie, are you still here? Okay, Marie, do we have some word dies that people might like coming? Do we maybe have some word dies? Marie will tell you, because Marie actually received our new dies that are coming, that we have some really, really exciting word dies coming. We have word dies coming, and only a couple members of our team have seen them so far, Marie being one of them, and I actually designed them for Marie. Marie does these absolutely, my goodness, she does these incredible cards. And she used to send, well, she still sends, she just hasn't because she's in the middle of moving. But she used to send these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards that had, and actually I got the, I actually got for Marie the, if you guys have seen the glitter stock, that was another thing that I had to have for Marie because Marie does these incredible things with glitter. But Marie has been I guess you could say what would be the word? She's been an inspiration to a lot of things that I've designed. And with the little word dies that we have coming out, well, they're not really little word dies, but with the word dies that we have coming out, she was a huge inspiration for those. And you'll see they're really, I think that they're really, really cool. And I think you guys are going to like them a lot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp our sentiment real quick. Yes, I can't wait for you guys. Yes, my muse, exactly. Just subscribed to Marie. Oh, good. You'll love the stuff Marie makes. She does some incredible stuff with our products, and just absolutely incredible. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the sentiment, and what I do is I always just grab like a piece of leftover stuff because I'm gonna use some of our shape dies. So let me pop this on and pop this on. I'm going to use some of our shape stuff. Oh, thank you. Yes, our glitter stock. I can't wait for you to see. We have new collection packs coming out. But our glitter stock, oh my word. I think it's really, really cool, and I think you guys will like it too. So I'm just going to go ahead on in with, you guys will really be able to see the sentiment now, with more of the Raven detail ink. I'm going to stamp it twice, just because this is the first time I'm using this stamp. Oh, good. Oh, well, D, you're going to love Marie's stuff. She is just, there's a reason that she is our inspiration team director. She is just out of this world. So let me go ahead and pop this out. So here's what the sentiment looks like. Real unicorns have curves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a die real quick so I can show you guys. Oh, thank you to everybody that's sending the super chats or whatever they are. I appreciate it. I didn't know what they were, but I appreciate that you're sending them to me. So these are our rectangle dies. And the rectangle dies, the stitched rectangle dies, oh, I may have lied. These are a die that we have coming. Oh my goodness, I just showed you a sneak peek and I didn't even mean to. Well, oopsie whoopsie, there you go. There's a sneak peek. We have unstitched rectangles coming. So these are our unstitched rectangles that I accidentally just showed you guys. And they're very thin, so you get a ton of them. On Platinum 6. And if you can believe it, this is the plate from CHA. Can you see how many times we use this plate at CHA? My word. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this in, and we're just going to say for the shakiness. So now I'm going to take our machine and move it over to the side here. And then pop out our little piece here. So here's our little real unicorns have curves. Let me put that back over there onto my magnetic sheet. Pop all of this down here. And then I'm going to say I would like for this real unicorns have curves to go up here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add on 2 little pop dots here. And pop this up right on here. And what I'm going to say is we're going to start doing what I used to do on my, oh, hold on. I'm starting to talk and not fixing. What I used to do on my Periscope. So I do too. I do too. Oh, you got bling. Good. So this is the card that I created tonight. And what I want you to do is leave a comment below. So leave a comment below. Obviously, all the comments during this video do count. But leave a comment below and tell me what your favorite stamp or your favorite product is from Brutus Monroe. And next Friday, so if you're not watching this within the next Friday, which next Friday, I don't know the exact date, maybe someone can tell me, but by next Friday, I am going to pick one individual that I will send this finished card to. I will sign it for you and I will write it to you and we will send it out to you. So leave a comment below, or obviously the comments that are live are great. Leave a comment, let me know what your favorite, June 15th. By June 15th, give me a comment of what your favorite item is from Brutus Monroe, and I will sign and I will send this card to you. I will make sure that someone on our team gets this sent out to you because I will actually be in New York City next week. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you love this little guy as much as I do. I had so much fun. Oh, the stamp cleaner. Yes, the stamp cleaner does. It smells like roses. I just cleaned my kitchen with it tonight. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of my life. And thank you so much for all of your support. We are going to be getting back to regular YouTube videos, meaning that I'm going to not, I'm going to still do the lives, but I'm going to start recording some YouTube videos and process videos so that you guys can watch them over and over again. So if you miss a technique or something like that, it makes it much easier. I'm hoping you guys can see all the glitter from this rainbow glitter embossing powder. Yes, Penny, just zhuzh it. So thank you all so very much for tuning in. Thank you all for being, again, a part of my life. I appreciate you so, so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next live video. And I can't wait to send one of these, or send this card, actually, directly to one of you, and I will sign it directly, and address it to you. So thank you all so, so much, and I will talk to you soon. Remember, as always, to create your own ending, and I will see you guys soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye.